In Mashatu Game Reserve, animals have been migrating across international borders for thousands of years. But as they cross these borders, the different realities on the ground certainly affect them. In each country, there are different laws and different attitudes towards wildlife. They can be poisoned or shot, hunted for prizes or poached, whereas elsewhere they may be protected. Today, Mashatu finds itself in a new zone set up to protect endangered species as they migrate across these borders, called the Greater Mapum-Goodway Trans-Frontier Conservation Area. Yeah, I guess that's the problem in the past. We used to say, oh, that's where the lions are, let's fence them, let's protect them, put them in there and save them. That they were realising now that that doesn't really work.
Yeah, I think we missed the point by, trying to fence everything in and having it controlled. I think it's been shown that, the bigger the area, the better, and I think this is where this area particularly comes in, where quite a few transfrontier parks already that exist, and it just shows that instead of putting up fences, why they're not, drop fences and have a much more, a bigger conservation area, which is more viable in terms of animal numbers, genetics,
I guess as that change, you'll still need that active animal management and active conservation where you may be moving animals in and out of areas, but at the same time, by opening it up, you can let the animals do it themselves, which is what would happen naturally, that natural migration.
TFCA, Trans-Frontier Conservation Area, is when two countries or more come together and decide to start conservation across international borders. The political backup for this project will be finalised by the end of the year. But the operational side of it, there's still a lot of details and on-the-ground things to be organised, to have cross-border patrols for game rangers, to have cross-border research projects coordinated, to have cross-border tourism organised. That takes some time, especially for the officials to get used to the idea, because this area used to be an area of conflict. So the three countries have to get used to working together and not opposing each other.
That whole trans-frontier concept is obviously very exciting for us from a conservation perspective. We've been working on this for probably 15 years. It's been a long, hard slog. You've got people with various and very different aspirations on each side of the international boundaries. You've got communities, you've got private landowners, you've got cattle farmers, etc., etc. So it's been quite a long process, and I'm pleased to say that we're finally getting there. So we're really starting to see the fruit of our labours now. The fences are starting to drop between the countries. The animals are starting to be able to move over these distances and through these corridors, and it's a dynamic process. It's not going to stop.
If you look at a map of Africa today and the protected areas, it is literally little pockets all over the place. So that's why projects like the Trans-Frontier Conservation Area are so important, because what they're slowly doing is joining the dots, if you like, putting the jigsaw back together. And so animals down South Africa can travel up through Botswana, up through Zimbabwe, and follow natural migration routes the animals would have normally been travelling through for hundreds and thousands of years, and is trying to re-establish them. Things like not only the big cats, as the elephants, they travel such huge distances. And so to think that you're going to one day have the elephants travelling back up through these countries again is amazing, and that's what's happening at Mashatu, and that's one of the most exciting things about being there and being involved with it now, is to see the development of this park, this conservation area, over the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. That's why I want to be involved with the work that Andre is doing, because I can see that it is going to make a real big difference to not just the cats in Mashatu, but to the cats all across the continent of Africa.